going on, Orangetheory Fitness in Parker? It's Cam. I'm here with Valerie. Valerie's going to share how she first started with Orangetheory, what brought her in the door, and how Orangetheory's helped her in the long run. So Valerie, I'm going to let you have the floor. What initially captivated you about Orangetheory?
Well, originally it was way back because it was actually when Centennial first opened. They had a 9 News special on Orangetheory Fitness, and I thought, oh, that looked really interesting. And then subsequent to that, they did a Groupon, so I got the week, I think it was a week or 5 classes or something like that, free. So I started over at Centennial, did the week, and I was hooked.
No kidding.
Yeah. So that started, I did that at the end of 2012, and then joined full-time 2013 and stayed over at Centennial. I had been doing kickboxing before that, and the studio that I was doing that with was closing down. And it just kind of timing-wise, it was at the end of 2012 that I was going to lose that class, and then Orangetheory came up, and so it just kind of filled in everything I needed. And so at that time I was, and I still am, a Weight Watchers member. I had lost 35 pounds through Weight Watchers, and kickboxing really helped me keep the weight off. And so Orangetheory has just really kind of brought it, kept me steady. So I still do Weight Watchers. I'm a lifetime member, so I've met my goal weight, and I've stayed at my goal weight since 2012. But I couldn't do it without Orangetheory. So I've enjoyed being here. I stayed at Centennial until this one opened. I lived less than a mile away, so this one's obviously more convenient. So I had to wait 8 weeks or something, and couldn't join.
Yeah.
So we were kicked out. So I came in after those first 8 weeks, so I'm not really a first-time member or anything, but I kind of feel like this is my home, and so I've enjoyed every aspect of it. The coaches have been great. I never get bored with the workouts here, and it's just always been a challenge for me to continue with classes. So, and even before the pandemic stuff, I traveled a lot for work, and so it was nice that Orangetheory I could go to other studios and still get in and still get my workouts in, even though I was on the road traveling. So I've done Nashville. My daughter lives down in Austin, Texas, so whenever I'm visiting her, I can get into the studio down there. I've done Atlanta, Georgia, and Decatur, Georgia. Those were my work locations, and so just always able to get in. And I have to say that every studio I've gone to is the staff is great. The members are great. Everybody's always so welcoming wherever you go. And I hope our studio is the same, for other people that come in.
What mentioned earlier that you're at your ideal weight in terms of where you want to be in life. Obviously a longtime Weight Watchers member. How has that helped you with changing your fitness goals or maintaining them or just kind of achieving them?
Well, and I think it's a little bit different now too with the pandemic. I don't get out as much, and I obviously don't go to the office anymore. So I have had to try to switch it up because I don't get. I'm in the house, and so I'm near food, which is not good.
It's already not a good mixture.
Yeah. So it's to me it's kind of made me refocus on my classes. And so when I'm in my in the morning class, and they say a 200-meter row or something, and the coaches always give you kind of that time to beat. And so to me, it's just always a constant challenge. Every time I get back on there and do the 200-meter row, I got to beat that number, and then the number I just beat, and then the number I just beat. So to me, it's a constant refocus. I'm also one of those that is very angry about the fact that men burn so many more calories in a class than a female. And then, of course, then you put age in there, and as you grow older, you have less calories burned. So then that just makes me more competitive to beat those numbers. So my goal right now is every class to get 500 calories burned. And today I was like eight short. I got 492.
Oh
So-
no! That's just like
Yes.
another 30 seconds. So talk to me a little bit about how you keep things fresh and keep things interesting. You mentioned that you really never get bored here. How do you achieve that?
You know, for me, it is kind of switching it around. I'm never early enough to get a treadmill number in the morning now that, we're doing this new way of doing it. But, so I try to switch between rower or floor first, just to kind of switch it up. But again, to me, it's just keeping it fresh is always the instructors, just kind of their challenge. I mean, everybody has their different approach, Mike is, always about your purpose, and Logan talks about other things, and Caleb talks about other things. So it's knowing who you're walking into in the morning, what kind of workout you're gonna get, and just kind of they coach, they really push people. And I think, and it's not like pushing people that, where you don't wanna be here. It's pushing you to be better and pushing you to think that it's okay to think about yourself, and what the reason that you are here can be just for yourself. It doesn't have to be for your family or your boyfriend or your husband or whatever. It can be just about you, and that's okay. And so that's, to me, that's, really important, that I'm here for me, for my health, to make me feel good about who I am, and, that I can go out and, run a 5K if I want, because I have the support from the people here. So I just really...
That's really key. Like, when you find something that you really love, or it could be like Orangetheory or working out, or maybe like a certain thing that makes you happy, you almost don't want to just give it up. You want to plan your life around that thing,
yeah.
and just make sure you maintain it and keep it.
Yeah.
So obviously you've been a member for almost going on 6 or 7 years now, and you're constantly challenging yourself, keeping things fresh, and you have things dialed in pretty well. What would you recommend to someone that is just getting started or hasn't gotten started, and they're kind of apprehensive about taking that leap?
I think, because for me it was a big leap. I'm not one to really put myself out there. My kickboxing class that I had been in, I've been there for years, and just kind of got content. And so when I started, I was fearful because I didn't know, the routine, the process. I didn't know the people. But it's, to me, and when I first started, I had never run on a treadmill. I was always fearful I was gonna be the one that flew off the back. So when I started, I just did walking, until I got comfortable with it. But even though those first 5 classes or whatever with the group on, nobody looks at you like they're judging you, that, oh, you can't even run on a treadmill, And I've just found that wherever I've gone through Orangetheory is that it's not, nobody's judging anybody in here. I think what I found is that the support was there. I would say that, you come here for yourself, but if you need to be bolstered, there's people that bolster you, but there's nobody here that's gonna judge you. We're all here to try to better ourselves, and that's a common goal for all of us.
And that's kind of a common thing I've really heard just from talking to so many different people and hearing so many different stories. Is the commonality is always, I never feel like I'm being judged. It's always, I feel like I'm being embraced and I have more support, if anything else.
Yeah.
And that's what I really love. It's just it's not about us, it's me, and I have support of everyone else if I need it, want it, or if, let's say, I was having a bad day. And that's just what I love about Orangetheory.
Yeah.
So obviously we've kind of covered goals and challenging someone else. What is your big thing for 2021? What are you looking to achieve / maintain?
For me, I want to push myself because I sometimes do get content, and comfortable. And I've kind of noticed that about myself, that I have been doing the same, push face, for a while. And so for me, 2021 is about seeing what I can do to push myself a little bit further. And I guess, again, it's the competitiveness that comes in, and see if I can out-calorie some guy in class. I don't know. But there's always something that I have to see if I can better. So that's, to me, is just see if I can up it a little bit, up the weight on the floor, rower, and I love the new iPads on the rower because those really kind of put it right in front of you what you're doing, and then you have that comparison from the last one that you did, from the last interval that you did. So I think those are great incentives for people that are competitive, and I think anybody that comes to Orangetheory is very competitive.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Yeah, that's great.
And guys, if you enjoyed this one, stay tuned for the next one.